So I'm here with Andrea Dale and Julie Taylor from Shawnee Mission South, and they are big Edulastic fans, and they are going to share some of their tips with us so that it can help everyone else since we now have it district wide. So first, like Andrea and Julie, what are what's your favorite thing about Edulastic?
So one of the things that I really like about it is once you've created an assignment and set your settings the way that you want it to be, which I'll show here in a second, you get this great feedback about what a student has done. So first of all, I'm in present mode, so you can hide the students' names and you can actually put this up on the big screen. So what I can see from it is that we have 18 out of 18, meaning they got 100%. Green means that they've gone ahead and everything was submitted correctly. They didn't skip. Obviously, the assignment's been open, etc. In progress means that this person has opened it, but they have entered in nothing. Over here, you can see we've got a bunch of green. The gray actually means that they looked at a problem and they didn't submit anything. Some other ones like here, you can see we've redirected an assignment. So we went through this one today in class, and this particular student only had a 16 out of 18, redirected only the ones that they missed. Then they can go back and fix that and resubmit, and then you get all that new data right there. When they haven't even opened an assignment, it says not started. So you can kind of keep track of like a kid never even looked at it. So those are some quick feedbacks. Yellow is a partially correct, red is wrong. And so it's just really nice to kind of be able to go through. This is called the card view, and you can see everything from right here. So one other part, did you want to add anything to that? Go ahead.
So one of my really important features of Edulastic is being able to give that feedback immediately. So one of the options that we've chosen for our students is that they can check each individual problem 3 times. And so as they go through it, it's that immediate feedback. When we did this in the past on paper, it would be the exact same problems, but they would have to wait an entire day. And high schoolers, they just lose that information, those questions. They lose that over that night period, and they come in and say, oh yeah, I was fine. And so what I love about Edulastic is that they are checking their work, they are immediately asking questions, and so they get that feedback and we correct any misunderstandings very quickly. So it's really important that they're able to use this and use it well.
And I think they care more about their homework. We used to kind of post a key up in the room and they would go self-check and they wouldn't even write their corrections on it. It was just kind of like, good enough, and they put it in. Now I feel like they actually say, hey, can I redo this problem, or can I come in and get help on this? Like they care more. So also it's really good for having modified. So for example, on this particular assignment, I have a modified version as well. And the kids can't even tell the difference because on their page, it's just what's assigned to them. So there are 2 versions and they're none the wiser on that. One other thing I thought would be good for me to show, whenever you have your assignments, whenever you want to assign them, for example, we have settings. And I think that this is just such a good feature. So as I mentioned before about being able to assign specifically, so here are my classes. Once I pick a course or a group, then I can go to specific students. And so I can actually assign those that are receiving the modified versus those that are receiving the not modified. We like to use the open and due date and close date, because what it does then is it creates a due date. But if you're going to do this for multiple classes, what's nice about it is we like to do open manually in class and close manually. So this way we can actually see if they've done it past our due date, but it's still always available for them to work on. So there isn't anything like, oh, it's closed, I couldn't do it. No, it's open. We can just see exactly when you did that.
And one of the other settings here that we really enjoy is the auto redirect. And so this is where we are saying, okay, for this particular assignment, when we go to assign something, this is where we can say, okay, how many check answers? We default to 3 of them there. And then I also, and I believe Ms. Taylor uses this as well, where we have the enable auto direct. And so we're going to set this threshold at maybe 50, maybe it's 60, but we don't have to redirect students if they don't understand something or they're turning in work that isn't even at the 50% level. We can say, you know what, this isn't meeting the minimum threshold that we've assigned for this. And so it gets into that mastery idea where it's like, you have turned something in, you're getting that feedback. Let's go ahead and try it again. And what's nice is that they don't have to see everything. They can actually go to just the skipped, the partial, and the wrong. So it narrows down their assignment from all of it. Don't redo all of it. You didn't miss all of it. Let's go back and let's look at just the ones that you skipped or that were partial and wrong. And this will automatically happen if they don't hit that 50% mark.
So one thing, just to be careful, when you do hit the enable auto redirect here, you have to go back and change this to however many times. And you can pick more as well, or you could pick less, like maybe it was a multiple choice and you didn't really want them to have 3 different checks to just kind of bounce through it. You can make that less. Another really great thing, just all of these settings are really, really nice. So in this, this would be a class assessment where you could do your practice assessment. And actually, Andrea has it set up where like, you know, her class settings are always saved the same. Her test settings are always the same, but you can have it. So like a practice assignment will default to release the scores and student responses. So the kids get that right away. We always leave mark as done automatic, but then you can put a calculator based on what you want. When you do a class assessment, you can see it change to like release scores. We typically put like do not release scores, and then we go back and release them later once everyone has taken them. And then again, what do we love? So when we go into this screen navigation right here, this is a feature I love. I actually requested that Delta please try and work on that as well, because you can actually lock them into a browser. So they have to go full screen. They can't take it on a tablet or a phone. And then you have to go here and you can actually say like, hey, I'm only going to give you 1 warning. Oops, sorry, I just clicked something else. But you can change this to however many times you want to warn them as well. And what it does is it completely pauses the student and like you personally have to resume them. You can also do different things here as far as like question navigation. I don't use that, but it is another option.